for a walk. Took him to Starbucks. He was a little rambunctious at Starbucks. Usually he's very relaxed and sits there, and we enjoy all our snacks. I get a venti cup of water right there every time I go to Starbucks because I think it's important to stay hydrated. And I got one yesterday, but we were dining in. And I set up our pretzels and our oranges and our bananas and our Pop-Tarts, and we get a little pup cup of whipped cream. I call it a picnic. And I don't know, somewhere between him mouthing down some pretzels, he went like this, swat, and knocked the venti water on the ground. And a venti water's a big cup of water, so it made a big mess. And some woman saw me, and I'm dealing with stuff, and she goes, "Can I get you a couple napkins?" And it was a much bigger issue. It was a much bigger issue than a couple napkins would have resolved. So the nice people at Starbucks, I felt kind of sheepish. Going up and say, "Hey, guys." I don't think I said, "Hey, guys." I said, "Hey, Riley," because that was his name. And Augie knocked over the water. I feel bad, but, And he goes, "Oh, we'll get a mop." And they came out and mopped it up and got one of those wet floor things. And it was kind of right in the middle of the floor. Yeah, that's how my day started. Church was great. Lunch was great. He had a nice nap. And we had a great day. And Sundays are some of my favorite days. Good morning, sir. I'm doing very well. How are you? Well, that's all you can do sometimes. Another day, another dollar. Exactly. I recommend if you guys have a downtown area that you come out and grab a cup of coffee. You don't have to go live on TikTok, but you can. And just kind of sit and see who walks by and their kind of temperament as they pass by. And that guy had kind of a jovial stroll to him. A little older gentleman. And he said, "Hanging in there. Another day, another dollar." And again, he had kind of a good temperament about it. And it was kind of cute. So, hey, Bag of Donuts, thank you for following the live creator. I'm creeping up, slowly but surely, on 8,000 subscribers on TikTok. And you know what's going to happen when I hit 8,000? You know what the big event's going to be, the big news? Not a dang thing. I'm going to go for 8,001. And that's kind of what life is sometimes. You set these goals, whether it be a fitness goal or a financial goal or a relationship goal or a silly little social media goal, and you target it and you write it down every day and you stare at it on your refrigerator, and then the big day comes and goes and you go, now what? I'll get back to work and keep on going. And good morning, Christy. And I guess that's probably what's going to happen when I hit 8,000 subscribers. And there was nothing special about 8,000. But it's kind of funny. I was seeing a therapist, which I think I'd like to go see a therapist again. I got a lot going on right now mentally. And I was seeing a therapist for a couple months back around Christmas. And it's hard, anyone out there, I think it's a great business to go into is therapy. Because there was a waiting list to get on, and I ended up seeing an intern, to be honest with you. And one of our therapy sessions was filmed for her class for like her master's degree in therapy or something. And I found that I authorized it, said it was okay, but I think it was a little distracting for me because I felt the camera was sitting there staring at me, and I felt I had to. I don't know if entertain the audience is the right word, but I don't know. I think it definitely changed the mood of the therapy session. Although my therapy sessions are usually silly and kind of like this and kind of funny, and I make jokes, and then I talk about angst and depression and fear and bad thoughts and all sorts of yucky negative stuff. And again, I did not sleep well last night. I had a lot going on in my mind, and just kind of tossed and turned. And I get to go to work today on this Monday morning. Again, I was a realtor for 17 years, and I'm currently working at a super Target in town till I figure out what I want to do next. And while I was laying there, I was thinking, oh crap, I'm going to go to work on like 3 hours of sleep, and it's spotty sleep at best. I hope I don't fall asleep at work. And I think in the big picture, I'm actually fortunate to have work to go to. And I've talked about this before. I work in retail right now, and my schedule changes a little bit. And the days I have off, as a guy that's taken on a lot of changes, are sometimes my hardest days. I'm recently divorced for the second time, and I got 2 little beautiful babies with my second wife. And I miss those little babies terribly, and I miss being around them all the time. And, if you feel like life's got you down, or you don't know what your next step is, or you don't know, where you're at or what's going on, or your head's all kind of fried up, you hang out with your babies at home, and you hold them, and you watch Elmo with them, and you feed them a baba or a graham cracker. I found out yesterday that Augie really, really likes his graham crackers. And, and it kind of makes everything okay. And as a divorced dad, and I talk about this a lot, sometimes I wonder what this should become, and I don't know where my path's leading me. And I do have a lot of life experiences, good, bad, and ugly. And I've been rich, I've been broke, I've been divorced, I've been happily married, I've been, single and lonely, I've been a happy father, and everything in the middle. I've struggled with mental health stuff and some addiction stuff. And but anyway, I don't know what my niche is. And I've avoided having a niche because I don't want to be sober dad, or, inspiration Ken, or super target man, or whatever, or ex-realtor, or divorced dude, So I kind of talk about it all. But I think, I was going to say, what do I offer value to? I think I could be, I could offer a lot of value to to men that are thinking about going through divorce, because having gone through it twice, especially with 2, I have 4 kids, 2 by each wife. The pain that you feel by not having your kids in your house every day is tremendous. And I don't know what my thoughts on marriage or divorce are. And again, I'm still scarred and hurting and struggling. And again, wanting to go see a therapist to talk about some of those pains. And I think I could offer a lot to somebody that's considering going down that path. And I'm not saying, I don't think I should be with either of my ex-wives, and they're both great people, but I don't think it was right with either of us. And, but it's still disappointing as heck, being, going through a divorce. So, person that isn't what they do for work. I avoid asking people, what do you do? Yeah, super secret account said a person isn't what they do for work. That's true. But as a man, a lot of men, I know for me, and maybe women, but I'm not a woman, so I don't know. A lot of people, a lot of men, or at least me, often would identify myself by what I did for work. And I'd say I'm a realtor, and before that I was a stockbroker. And now that I'm doing kind of a entry-level job, I don't feel identified to that position. And if we don't identify ourselves to our job, we often will say, well, I'm a father of 2 beautiful kids, or 4 beautiful kids, or a happily married man, or something like that. And when you get divorced, you kind of lose that connection as well. And I'm working on it, and I think with time it'll happen. But right now, and this isn't a good way to be for self-identity, I'm identifying myself as a twice divorced guy. I'm identifying myself as a twice divorced guy, and that's not something I want on the top of my resume or on my gravestone, or anywhere. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody. and